definition. Anybody remembers that? It's a book of definition which talks about what is, if today we ask what is bhakti, everybody will have, somebody will say devotional service. So somebody will say that um, uh, using all our propensity for the Krishna service. So everybody will might have little slight definition variations. Okay. um, but this book will tell exactly what is the definition of highest bhakti, which is Uttama Bhakti. So that book, and today we plan to cover that definition. Actually, it's in the introduction. Okay, so that makes this book special. It is a precise definition, because clarity is very very important when we, for anything, when we are trying to achieve the goal. We need to know what is the clear definition, so that we know whether we are progressing towards the goal or not. Okay, so that's the other other thing we talked about. Okay, now
Prabhuji, sorry to interrupt you. Recording, I don't think so. You started
I
recording, Prabhu.
check. I restarted the recording.
Oh, you did? Okay, sorry.
I
I'm
did.
not
Yeah.
able to see. No worries.
No. No. Yeah. Yeah. I started recording. So next thing. Okay. So who has written this book?
Srila
Okay.
Rupa Goswami.
Rup Goswami. Yeah. So it was an overloaded question actually. So Nectar of Devotion means it is based on the book Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Right. It is based on the book Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, written by Rupa Goswami, and and um, Prabhupada, he he um, uh, he created a summary version, summary study of Nectar of Devotion, of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and he called this book as Nectar of Devotion. Right. So this book has been written in a like a novel form, just as if you're reading any simple book, and you can understand it. That's how he wrote it, and he did it because he wanted this book to be available quickly. Okay, that's what he wanted. Give me a minute. I'm just transitioning from one place to the other place. Okay. So so we are talking about Nectar of Devotion. Prabhupada wrote this book, and Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It is based on Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. But on top of that, we talked about that Prabhupada took the liberty to take the commentaries of other acharya in putting the Nectar of Devotion. Okay, so Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary is there. Um, that's the primary what he has used. About the Rupa Goswami, we talked about. Tell me a little bit about the Rupa Goswami. What did we learn when this knowledge was shared?
The bank of Ganga for 10 days
Yes. Oh,
by His grace, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
yes. 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 Okay. The 10 days. That's where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu conversed about the pure topic of bhakti, and that became the basis for Rupa Goswami to expand it and convert into the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And um, before before he wrote it, he studied Natya Sastra. Natya Sastra means the books of drama, right? Like how to, because when you're trying to present the topic which has lot of emotions, lot of love, you really need to know how to present it in a way where it can be visualized. Because it's very hard to do that through a book, if you don't know all the facets of it. Okay, so Rupa Goswami studied a lot before he presented this. Okay, so that is the glory of Rupa Goswami. We also talked about that, we while we are studying this topic, we will be covering some other books, right? And those books are, and anybody remembers what were some of those books?
Rasamrita Sindhu.
Yeah, of course, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is one book. What, yeah, what are some of the other books we will be covering? So the other books which we'll be covering with a part of this study, which is all related, okay? So because see, when Prabhupada wrote typically when Prabhupada writes the book, he writes it in a very methodical, scientific manner, right? Where he goes word by word, translation, then the meaning, and then the purport, right? But couple of books, he took the detour before he wrote Srimad Bhagavatam, completed Srimad Bhagavatam. He wrote the Krishna book because he wanted to give the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is in Canto 10, in a very simple form, and that's where what he did. Wrote the Krishna book, and then later he restarted the translation of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so Nectar of Devotion also, he took the detour from his writing. While he was doing the Srimad Bhagavatam, he came and he did the Nectar of Devotion. Before he wrote the Chaitanya Charitamrita, he wrote another book on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he did like that. So what we are doing in this, and recently what I have heard that Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, they are writing they have released the they have released the translation of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, um, uh, just like what Prabhupada would have done. Okay, so and probably very soon we will be getting the copy of those, which will be available for us to buy. So what when I studied this book, right, Nectar of Devotion, I just studied the book, just read it. We went page by page and studied just like any other book. But over the when the COVID was happening, I attended the classes where devotee were teaching the concept based on the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, where they had the Madhurya Kadamini, there's the other book. These are very esoteric book from the Bhakti concepts. So they were teaching those. So I really liked it, and I thought it gave me the real. It it took me deeper within myself to understand the bhakti concept. So then what I did, I took all this material and I put the course material around this. So I will be using the similar things. So I'll be using the of course the Nectar of Devotion, and I will encourage everybody to read the Nectar of Devotion themselves as a homework, right? For example, the homework for this week was to study the nect- um, study the introduction page of the Nectar of Devotion. Did anybody do that?
Yes, Prabhuji, I did.
Wonderful,
Yes.
Preeti Mataji. So that's wonderful. I'll come to you actually, but let me first finish this. I think we are all very close to the completion of the summary, and I'll show it to you also. Um, uh, then we covered. Okay, so then after that we started the introduction. And we finished the first part. So what was the first part of the introduction? Did we finish?
Are you asking me, Prabhuji?
No, a common question to everybody. Anyone can answer.
Okay.
Yeah, we are doing the review for everyone, so they get an idea of what all we have covered. So there were three parts to any book start with the Mangalacharan. Okay, Mangalacharan is the prayer which does the invocation, right? It says it sets the goal. It says Vastu Nirdesh. What is the main topic of the book, right? Then it gives the benediction and then pays the obeisances. So any book will have the Mangalacharan. Any Vaishnava literature book will have this. Okay, so it defines the topic. What is the main topic? And says that to get the maximum out of it, we should pray to these personalities, and then you are going to get the blessing, because you need the blessing to understand these books at the deep level. Okay, so so we started with the Vastu Nirdesh. Vastu Nirdesh is who is the main topic of this book. So who is the main topic of this book? So now, who is the main topic? So we say that, oh, this book is about bhakti, but who now within this, Rupa Goswami is telling that for this bhakti, who is the main character? Who is the main character on which this book is based on?
Radharani.
Yes, Krishna, Yugal Roop, yes, Krishna, and of course Krishna and Radha Rani is non-different in a way, right? But as a Gaudiya Vaishnava, um, as a Gaudiya Vaishnava, we always talk about the Yugal Roop. Yugal Roop means together. We always say together. Okay, so that's just hold on. So what is the main one of the verse which we talked about the what is one of the verse which Srimad which was referred from the Srimad Bhagavatam for the main topic of Krishna? Anybody remembers?
Don't recall, Prabhuji.
Okay, so there was wonderful verse which talks about that how when Krishna enters the arena of the of Mathura, right? How each of the how the different people are seeing him. Does anybody remember that? Otherwise, I'll just show it to you. I'll show it to everyone, and I'll share the screen. Yes, Srujana Mataji, I was not sharing anything so far. I was just trying to use our memory, use our recall to go through the content. So knowingly, I was doing that. But now you can see here. You can see my screen now.
Yes, Prabhuji.
All right. And I'll request anybody who can, if you feel okay, to turn on your video so that you are more present. We talked about that. See, many times when we are attending the online classes, there's a tendency that we start doing multitasking and then we lose the focus, right? But we gain most when we are totally focused and we are in the class. So when we are on video, there's less tendency to go here and there because we think, oh, other people are watching me. So if you can turn on the video, yes, I can see all the wonderful faces. So it will be much better. And this I learned from Amrinder Prabhu. I attended his class for a year. He will make sure that we are all always turned on the video. He will point out why your video is off, right? So I'm not Amrinder Prabhu, but I'll encourage everybody to turn on if you can. Okay. So Vastu Nirdesh. So here, this is the verse we talked about. Akhila Rasamrita Murti, right? And so who is the Akhila Rasamrita Murti? So this the meaning of Akhila Rasamurti is personification of all the rasas. Rasa means mellows. Okay. Rasa means mellow. So Krishna is the Akhila Rasamurti. And why he is called Akhila Rasamurti? And this is one of the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, chapter 43, 17 verse. And you'll see that we were going over the word by word, and I'll quickly go over it. Okay. This is because this will give us why this book becomes so important. So here you see some people they saw Krishna in a Veera Rasa, that oh, he's
he's how like powerful he is. He's crushed so many people. He's going to crush Kamsha also. He's going to crush everybody. He's the winner, right? The other people like Vishmaya, like they're wow, like they are like totally they cannot believe their eyes that what they are seeing. Then other women, they're seeing Krishna is Cupid. Wow, how so beautiful. They're not able to resist themselves, right? Then other the cowherd boys and girls, they are saying he's my friend, and they're saying, oh, we used to play with him. They're laughing, looking at Krishna, see that how he's coming, what he has done, and they're laughing. Other people Rodra, like they're wow really scared to see his form. Other people, his mother and parent, they are feeling the emotions for the parental emotions, vatsalya and karuna means you're becoming very emotional, and you're the tears are falling. You're becoming very, very emotional. Karuna rasa, and the bhanak, right? Again, very scary, like death for Kamsa, like death personification, right? I can see bibhatsa, like it is the again very disillusioned, right? Like unintelligent, like they're looking like disillusioned. What's happening? Like, is he a he's a god with the Virat Rupa. He's a small boy. I really don't get it. Who he is, right? Shantarasa, like yogi. Wow, I think we have met our Easterdev, means our internal soul, right? And they are just like you, like in a very like they are just putting. They're totally meditating. And then dasya, servitude, right? So if they're different set of people, as Krishna is entering the same person, but when he's entering, everybody is having different kind of rasas. So how many people they can have these, like all these emotions come for the people? Nobody in the world. Krishna had this, right? And there is a verse which is being cited here, which is showing that why Krishna is called the Rasraj, that he's the king of all the mellows, right? He can, when anybody sees it, they will be full of mellows. All the different kind of mellows will come, right? So this is what we talked about. So Krishna is reservoir of rasa, so we went over it. Krishna is the attractor of the gopis, we went over it, right? So these are the two topic within the introduction which we had covered, which is the setting that who is the main person, right? Who is the main character of this particular book? So Krishna is the subject of this book. Okay. And then his qualities Akhila Rasa Mrit, right? He's the reservoir of, he's the personification of all the rasa. So this was the first verse of the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. So there are 8 verses which will together which will complete the Mangalacharan, which is the invocation. It's invoking the book, right? These are the on which this book will be built on. You can think like that. Uh, any questions, thoughts? Everybody is on the same page. Anybody is confused? Like, so even if, let's say, you are not sure, right? Because you are joining the class for the first time, at least let me know the questions, what questions you have. So while I am on this path, I'll make sure that I'll repeat it, or I'll try to explain it in a different way. So please tell me. And the more you are open, the better the discussion will happen, right? So please let me know if anybody has any question or any comment so far.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes,
Uh,
Lata.
so we always talk about Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita
Mm-hmm.
being the
Mm-hmm.
the bachelor's degree, and Srimad
Mm-hmm.
Bhagavatam being the PhD of it. And
Mm-hmm.
and uh, and hearing to all the lectures, we know that how much Srimad Bhagavatam is what's the right word? Like everyday thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you relish Srimad Bhagavatam every day, and we also say that it's personification of Krishna in the form of a book, right? So
Mm-hmm.
how do we take Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? I mean, I understand that we are talking about devotion
Mm-hmm.
of love,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but when we read certain stutis, right, like Bhishma Stuti or Kunti Stuti,
Mm-hmm.
even the prayers of Nagapatnis, Like when you are reading continuously, you have this experience of um, like there is certain I'm not getting the right word, um, joy. Uh, like you can call it a bliss, momentary bliss, or so. How do you see Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu?
Yes. Okay, so this is the topic we did talk about, and let me show it to you. How these books, like, what is the, and this is very important question you asked. Thank you for asking, because when I did the review today, we didn't touch that topic. So it's very good topic, especially for the folks who missed this class and people who were in the class. But let's say it will a good review. So you see Bhagavad Gita, where it ends.
Sorry, can I
Surrender.
interrupt, Prabhu? So
Yes,
before
please.
you answer the question, can you actually clarify the question? I think I'm still
Okay.
trying to understand what's the
Okay,
question.
okay, okay. So what Mataji, Shrujana Mataji is asking, Shanvika Mataji is asking is, okay, we know that we are talking about the mellows in Nectar of Devotion, but then there is a Bhagavad Gita, there is Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam also has lot of prayers, Kunti Maharani prayers, right? The prayers of the Nagapatni. So those are also very full of mellow and emotions, right? So those books also have emotions. How Nectar of Devotion is similar or different from that book, right? So if you look into the context, what we have studied so far, where is Nectar of Devotion, right? So that's the question what she is asking. Is that the right understanding, Shrujana Mataji? Is that what you were is looking for?
Yes, Prabhu, bang on. Thank you.
Okay. So Nima Mata, is that clear?
That makes sense. Thank you, Prabhu.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question, right? Yeah. So now see, Bhagavad Gita.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I have.
Yes,
Sorry.
please.
And maybe. Sorry, I'll have my camera when I'm not driving. But I
Yeah,
see on
yeah,
here.
yeah, please. You are driving too. Yeah.
I see
Yes.
that you have CC. Are you going to mention the Chaitanya Charitamrita? Because I think that
Yes.
isn't that where Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is most relevant in the Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Yes. So Chaitanya, the 10-day topic, right, which was discussed, it is coming from Chaitanya Charitamrita, right? But then that is a condensed form. It is further expanded by Rupa Goswami, right? So, and when you are reading the book, you will see that the citation, he's just not taking the citation from um, Bhagavad Gita, sorry, Srimad Chaitanya Charitamrita, but Srimad Bhagavatam is taking the citation. Some citation will be coming from Bhagavad Gita. Some citation will be coming from other books. He's bringing all these things together. He's connecting the dots, right? He's connecting all those dots and making it very clear from the bhakti perspective. So you're right, bang on, right? Chaitanya Charitamrita, in a way, because it is coming, the 10-day discussion is within the Chaitanya Charitamrita, but then that is taken by Rupa Goswami and expanded into this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Is that okay, V Mataji?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. So now coming to Bhagavad Gita. So let's see. So in this, my writing is not very good, but I'll try to read it myself. So Bhagavad Gita is the pinnacle of Bhagavad Gita is surrender, right? Anybody can cite that verse? What is that? What is that verse? Which says Krishna says surrender.
Sarvadharman Prabhuji.
Sarvadharma parityaja mamekam sharanam bhaja. So where he says that just surrender. You just surrender unto me. Do not think about anything, Arjun. Just surrender. I'll take away all your sin. Like a parent who's so compassionate, he's telling, just forget about anything. This dharma, that dharma, just surrender. So that's Bhagavad Gita. That's a wow. Krishna is telling you will come to me. But it doesn't talk about the how to surrender. Because you surrender, oh, but then we say, oh Shiva Prabhu, are you surrendered? Shiva Prabhu, I don't know. Prabhu, I don't know I am surrendered. Or maybe everybody will say, no, I'm not surrendered. But how much you have surrendered? We don't know. So that process is not talked in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so not much, little bit. It does goes into the how to take all the things what you are doing in the karma, right? Like 9.27, the verse which says that how whatever we are doing in our life, how we can connect with Krishna. So it's not that it doesn't talk at all, but you're not much. And when you compare it with the Nectar of Devotion, then you'll say, oh wow, okay. So the Nectar of Devotion will go into the process. Srimad Bhagavatam, it talks about the practical application through the stories, right? And the principles. So it takes the stories and from there it derives the principle, the essence, right? The mellows are there in terms of the prayers. When the prayers are there, there are some mellows. Glorification of Bhagwan and relationship of Bhagwan, right? It talks about Vedanta Sutra commentary and Tattva and some rasa. It doesn't talk about all the rasas, okay? And you'll see that when we come to this, then you'll say, okay, that there is the kind of mellows what you are going to see in Nectar of Devotion is different. But in Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is built on top of the Srimad Bhagavatam, so if you read the Chaitanya Charitamrita, they are like 60, it seems more than 50 to 70% verses are from Bhagavatam. Okay, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, when it's being quoted, well, there are a lot of quotation from the Srimad Bhagavatam. So it goes deeper in the depth of devotion. It reveals the mind of Krishna through the agency of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is in the mood of Radharani. So it reveals how Krishna thinks, right? How Krishna thinks. So it reveals that, the mind of the Lord. So it is like the Srimad Bhagavatam plus Bhagavad Gita. It has the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, as Mataji is telling. It has Ujjwal Nilamani, that is the other esoteric book. It has the Tattva, Rasa, right? And the strong philosophy, right? But now in the in the nectar of and the nectar of instruction we talked about. Nectar of instruction is the other book which some of you may have read, some of you may not have read. It is the process of doing bhaktis, and this is a very simple book, 11 verses, do's and don'ts. It goes on there, not a lot of rasa, but simple instruction. This is you should do, this you shouldn't do. So these are the 4 things you should do, these are the 4 things you shouldn't do. So these are the things which gives a more practical thing. And we, like, as we are growing into sadhana, sadhana means in our practice of bhakti, it gives the some of the attributes and the basis which we can use in practice. In the nectar of devotion, what we are going to talk is, it is the mix of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Hari Bhakti Chintamani, and the focus is how to practice bhakti rasa, right? So it's not bhakti. Bhakti is in all the books. It is in in Bhagavad Gita. It is in Srimad Bhagavatam on a different level. Chaitanya Charitamrita, it takes it even further. Hari Bhakti, it brings some more, right? But then it takes the rasa aspect. So nectar of what the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu does, it takes the rasa aspect. It takes the rasa from all the book and put it together in a way where we can see that this is how we can go and practice and grow on the path of bhakti. Okay, so that's what makes this book so important, right? So let's say you like juices. You have the apple juice, you have orange juice, you have all those different juices. They're all important, right? But then you have a combination of these which will make it very tangy and very interesting and very tasty. That's what Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is from the bhakti perspective. Does it make sense? This answer, Srijana Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, and then Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, we talked about, it has around 1200 verses. Okay, and Nectar of Devotion is more on the story format, but it is the essence of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, but it is not the verse by verse study. Okay, while in our course, what we are doing, we will be going verse by verse for many of the sections, so that we get deeper meaning. All right. So this is what we have covered so far. Now are we okay to start the class and move on, or are there any questions for the topic which we have covered so far? All good? Cool. So now we'll be going to the second topic of the invocation, Namaskar, which is offering obeisances. And Jessica, I think I will be, this might be a totally, I know you are studying the Srimad Bhagavatam, you are studying the Bhagavad Gita, you're attending a lot of classes, but if you find any topic little confusing, please do not hesitate to ask. Okay. I because we in the discussion we might be using the words which may be very natural to us, which you may not, which you say what that word is. Please feel free to stop us and ask, and so that we make sure that we are answering everything. Okay, Jessica.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
thank you so much. All right.
Hari Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so what constitutes namaskar? What is namaskar? And what are the benefits of offering namaskar? So there are citation. I'm not reading the verses, okay, because I'll try to maintain the speed. At the same time, I'm telling there are citation also. Um, uh, so there are citation that what constitutes. So why I put it here? I'm telling that these books are written like very scientifically. It is not like emotion. Oh, this is what you should do. It's like an very analytically it goes there and says that okay, you're talking about namaskar. What constitutes namaskar? When I say namaskar, what does it really mean? And why should I understand namaskar? What are the benefits of offering namaskar? Right? So now it goes in the beginning of this narration, simply by remembering the spiritual master, the devotees of the Lord, and the personality of Godhead, I have invoked their benedictions. So when we study any material book of arts, physics, chemistry, the teacher, the one who is teaching, is the one who is explaining the book, and then we can read the book. But there's no concept of the blessing. But when we are reading these deep spiritual books, there are things which we can read and understand. But there are things which is in between the line, like the mood. What mood you should come up with, so that when you read, you'll get the meaning of it. Right? So getting into the mood is very important, right? And you can see that, right? You're eating the same food, but sometimes you want to have romantic dinner, like dim light and the candle light, or go to a nice restaurant. The same food may sound very, it means taste very differently. Same food. The mood really matters, right? So these books, the spiritual books, they invoke this auspiciousness by remembering the parampara. Parampara is the line of succession, the disciplic succession. They invoke those personality, and those personality gives us the benediction like this, right? They give the benediction that go understand this. So mood, like our clarity of our heart is very important. The focus is very important. Once we are in the focus, we are in the zone. The same thing which is being discussed here, somebody will get much deeper, while some will be on the surface, right? But still, we are given the blessing. So go ahead and understand this subject matter. So what is telling in the beginning of this narration, simply by remembering the spiritual master. So remembering the spiritual master, the devotees of the Lord, and the personality of Godhead, I have invoked their benediction. So in this book, already Krishna has been remembered, devotees of the Lord has been remembered, right? And then spiritual master, right? All those have been remembered. So already the benedictions, the auspiciousness has been there. Such remembrance destroys all difficulties and very easily enables one to fulfill his own desire. So Rupa Goswami is now offering his obeisances. So it is the prayer from the Rupa Goswami. He's offering his obeisances to the Lord before he is going to write the whole content. He's telling that I offer my respect to the lotus feet, and see the way it is very beautiful here. The every word lotus feet, pada kamalam. So if he so, but I'm not reading it that way. You can read it that way. It's there in the on the screen, right? Okay. So I offer my respect to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord in the form of Chaitanya Deva. Though I am a wild person by nature, by his inspiration within my heart, I have undertaken this work. He's telling that inspiration is who? Chaitanya Deva, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then he's offering his obeisances to his guru. And who was his guru? Who was the guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Srila Sanatan Goswami.
Sanatan Goswami's elder brother. Okay. So this is the third verse. And here is telling that, may this work named the ocean of nectar composed of Bhakti Rasa. So this is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, right? We last class, and you can go and look into the recording. We took the section introduction from the waves of devotion, where it described each word. What is bhakti, what is rasa, what is amrita, and what is sindhu? Four word. It's been described in four paragraph, right? The summary is the ocean of nectar. Okay, so may this work named the ocean of nectar composed of bhakti rasa always serve as the recreation hall of my Lord, manifested in the form called Sanatan. He's referring to his brother Sanatan Goswami for his pleasure. So he's telling that I'm writing this book for the pleasure of my spiritual teacher. And his spiritual teacher, by relationship, by the biological relationship, also happens to be his elder brother. But he treated him as his teacher. That's the respect he had for his elder brother, right? So anytime when we should, this is the, when we are very grateful, then we do great things. So being grateful is very good, is very good. So then Prabhupada is offering, so in Nectar of Devotion, so it's the same similar thing we have taken. So here Rupa Goswami is offering the obeisances to his guru, which is Sanatana Goswami. When Prabhupada wrote the Nectar of Devotion, he's offering his namaskar, obeisances to his guru. Who was his guru? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So let me offer my respectful obeisances onto the lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada and of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, by whose inspiration I have been engaged in the matter of compiling this summary study of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay, and this is from the page 19. Now, after offering obeisances to his guru, now Rupa Goswami is offering the obeisances to Vaishnava. Again, to understand the bhakti subject, it is very important that we are very respectful to all the Vaishnavas, because Krishna can take, even if somebody abuses Krishna, Krishna will forgive. He won't mind. Right? There is a story in Mahabharata how he let go 99 abuses. By whom? Anybody know the character?
Shishupala.
Shishupal, yes. Shishupal, yeah. Shishupal was one of the character in in Mahabharata, and he kept abusing Krishna. Krishna just smiled and left. But when he said that, I will forgive you for 99 of your offenses, when the 100th, then he killed him. Okay, so Krishna can forgive offenses to him, but Krishna doesn't forgive the offenses to his devotee. So, for example, a husband, let's say a boy and a girl, they are married, right? A husband can take on the abuse of some other person, but if his wife gets abused, he will go mad. And similarly vice versa. Okay, because that's love, right? That's the Krishna, because Krishna love is unfathomable for his devotee. So if his devotees are abused, he doesn't take it lightly. Okay, so that's the reason we call it Vaishnava Aparad. We shouldn't do any offense to a Vaishnava. And who is Vaishnava, we will go and talk more in the whole Nectar of Devotion, this study. Okay, so now, so here paying obeisances to Vaishnava is very important. Shiva Prabhu, would you like to read this paragraph?
Yes, I offer my respects to the devotees who are like makaras, kings among fishes. Bhakta makaranna namasyami. Frolicking charata in the sweet ocean of devotional rasa, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, who disregard the insignificant rivers of liberation, Aslita Mukti Nadikan, and who are free, Paribhuta, from fear, bhiya, caused by net of time, Kala Jala.
So what is the what he's talking about here?
He's comparing devotees like king of fishes who are never worry about the rivers of liberation. They are simply joyfully roaming in the devotional rasa, and they are never afraid of the time.
Very good. So here the characteristic of the Vaishnava is being described in a way, is telling the Vaishnavas, they are never fearful. They're not worried that my time is coming, I'm getting old, I will die. They're not worried. They're very happy serving devotional. They are very happy doing the devotional service, right? So they are in a static love while doing serving, and they don't care about the liberation. And to those people, those devotees, I'm paying my obeisances. And these devotees are compared to the king of fishes because they are swimming in the ocean of bhakti. So beautifully put there together, right? How he's able to visualize it and able to present it. That's Rupa Goswami. So Srila Rupa Goswami uses the shark analogy to glorify his devotees in three ways. Sharks live only in the ocean. Sharks rejects the river. Sharks are never caught in the fisherman's net. So they're always swimming in the bhakti rasa. Rivers are compared to five types of liberation. Devotees are not interested in that. So they are a different kind of liberation. Okay, but devotees are not even interested in liberation. What they are interested in is in the love of Lord, which is the bhakti. Right? They want always in the ras, in the mellow of bhakti, and they can't be caught by the fishermen since swims deep in the oceans means can't be caught by the time and karma. So see how deep the meaning is, right? Nima Mataji, would you like to read this paragraph, impersonalist?
Impersonalists argue that the ultimate end of self realization is to merge with the Supreme, as the river ultimately merges with the ocean. Impersonalists are very fond of merging into the Supreme, like rivers that come down and merge into the ocean. The fault in their argument, they fail to accurately distinguish the path of self realization from the person who practices it. If the path of self realization is like a river, then the person on the path is like a fish in the river, not the river itself. The river may merge with the ocean, but the fish in the river do not. They enter the ocean and experience its very jaded forms and entities. Sri Prabhupada explains the impersonalists are dwelling in the river water, which eventually comes to mix with the ocean. They have no information, however, that within the ocean, as within the river, there are innumerable aquatic living entities.
Okay, so in summary, what do we understand? What Prabhupada is talking about here? So basically, the topic is he's comparing the impersonalists, right? Impersonalists, they are, if you look from the spiritualistic perspective, they are also considered to be spiritualist because they are also behind the spirit. But the way they are looking at the spirituality is that it's an impersonal world. There is no personality. There is no person. So it's telling that they are after liberation. That oh, I want to get liberated. But the bhakti is all about personal. There is a reciprocation, there is a love. Love is flowing both the direction, and that is the mellow one is enjoying, right? So it is, and for that there is the analogy, the metaphor of river and the ocean is being compared, and they are telling that how the devotees, they're always deep in the ocean. They don't really care. They don't care about the about the liberation. Okay. So what the reader of the Nectar of Devotion gains? Ashirvad, right? What the benediction? Ashirvad means benediction. And this is the um, fifth verse. Okay, so Priti Mataji, would you like to read?
Sure, Prabhuji. Oh, O Sanatana, may your ocean of Bhakti Rasa remain for a long time, restricting the harsh arguments of the proponents of karma and jnana, just as the ocean restricts the flame of the Vadaba fire. One will have such a clarity of understanding the bhakti that they never need to look for anything. Just like in an ocean, large flames or fire are not visible.
Okay,
Shall I
so
continue?
no. Okay, so now so this is the fifth verse. What is so? See, it is talking a lot about the karma and jnana. So lot of people who are spiritualists, They will get caught up about the karma yoga or the jnana yoga. The bhakti yoga, we say that it has everything part of it, and it goes way beyond than that. So that is being emphasized, that even the karma and jnana is considered to be, even though it's from the spiritualistic yogi perspective, is considered to be a deep topic, but from the bhakti perspective, that's a very shallow water. Bhakti rasa goes much deeper, and that's the reason why there's a compare and contrast here. That and here in comparing and contrasting, it is also comparing the fire, right? That how this fire is invisible. Those the fire of karma and jnana is invisible because the fire of bhakti is so humongous that it will take us much deeper. Okay, so that's what it's being talked about. Okay, yes, now you can read the para 6, Mataji.
Feeling incompetent shows humbleness and what should be our mood as preachers. In verse 2, Srila Rupa Goswami expressed his humble sentiments and attributed all credit for Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's inspiration. In the sixth verse, he similarly describes himself as incompetent. Srila Prabhupada sums up Srila Rup Goswami's humility and notes that it is the proper mood of a preacher. That should be the attitude of all the preachers of Krishna consciousness movement, following in the footsteps of Srila Rup Goswami. We should never think of ourselves as great preachers, but should always consider that we are simply instrumental to the previous acharyas, and simply by following in their footsteps, we may be able to do something for the benefit of suffering humanity. Srila Rup Goswami explains that his eagerness to write Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu stems from the desire to please the devotees. In this way, he blesses whoever read his book to achieve transcendental happiness. Thank
Now
you.
see, what is the essence? Anybody would say, what is the essence of this paragraph? What you are taking with you?
We should follow our previous acharyas and be humble and not consider ourselves as
Yes,
great preachers.
yes. So this is the key. Oh, sorry. This is the key. This is not getting highlighted. I wanted to just highlight this part. Okay. So this is the key, humbleness. So before earlier paragraph, we talked about the great gratitude. Now this paragraph is talking about the humbleness. Why humbleness is so important? Because when we think that I know everything, then I would not understand it. Because then I know it. Then there's not a focus. When I say that I'm nothing, I don't know anything, and this we should really feel it. It's not shouldn't be external emotion. It should be internal emotion, and it takes some practice. It's very hard initially. It may feel very hard, right? And sometimes it will start from the external, which is a good place to start, right? We should start thinking I don't know anything, but then truly as we will grow, we will feel inside that I don't know anything. So that is the sign of the person advancing in bhakti. Seems very counterintuitive, but this is something. Just take it as a theory right now, and as we all are growing, you will experience this. Your heart will be more mellow as you are growing on this path. So I was talking to Harivilas Maharaj uh, in the temple 3 days, 4 days, 2, 3 days ago, actually 2, 3 days ago, and I was just he just asked me, and I was praising him that how he's chanting all the time and how he's Mahabhagavad and all, and he was telling that, oh Prabhu, now you have told me that I am so and so, now I'm under pressure, now I have to really try to go and achieve that. So and he really meant it. He's not externally saying it. He feels that he is very low while he's chanting 24 hours a day. So nobody can chant 24 hours a day if you don't have the love. You will only recite the name 24 hours if you're really in love. That love is bhakti. So he's very advanced, but he feels that he's very low. That's the sign. Okay, that's the humility we need to carry in our heart, right? We should, even though we are going so deep in the subject matter, by the time we finish, you will have a new understanding, the new depth, right? But never feel that we know a lot. it should, if anything, it should bring the more humility in our heart. That's what is being emphasized here. Okay, so Mataji, just finish this paragraph also.
Sure, Prama. Originally in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the ocean is divided like the watery ocean into east, south, west, and north, while the subsections within these different divisions are called waves. In the first part, there are four waves, the first being a general description of devotional service. The second concerns the regulative principles for executing devotional service, and the third wave, devotional service in ecstasy. The fourth is the ultimate goal, love of God.
Okay, so now we are really talking about how this book, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, is divided. Okay, and what we will be studying. So it is a pretty elaborate book. So what this paragraph said, how it has been divided, it's divided into four sections. The other four side of the ocean. Okay, so the book is ocean of bhakti, and so the eastern section, it will talk about the varieties of the bhakti. This is what we will be studying as a part of Bhakti Sastri study, which is the first diploma, which says that you understand the Bhakti Sastri Bhakti topic really well, right? And you are getting a diploma on that. It focuses on the eastern side, right? These are the 19 chapters. This is what we will be focusing in this study, right? There are other part, which is the southern side, which is the overview of rasa. The third is the western side, which is the primary rasa, and there are 5 primary rasas, and then the northern side, which is the secondary rasas, which goes into the 9 different secondary rasas. Okay, so the focus will be the eastern side, 19 chapters, and these can be divided into 4 different categories. The first set of topic will be the overview of devotion. What is bhakti? It will go into a definition of bhakti. What is uttama bhakti? It will go into a definition of bhakti. Then it will go into the what is uttama bhakti. How you can differentiate that this is the greatest bhakti, right? Uttama, highest bhakti compared to within the bhakti. So it will go in both the definition. Then the devotional service, how to practice this devotional, what is the process, and how then, okay, that is the sadhana, right? Like we are practitioner, but then how to take that bhakti and become spontaneous, right? When we are, initially when you are in love in your intimate relationship, okay, and I'll keep bringing the intimate relationship because that's the we talk about the love that may come in your mind or the love of the parental love. Okay, these are the two things which can come close. So madhurya is always people that has a lot more rasas, right? So so initially the love can be very okay. Am I taking care of my wife? I'm taking care of my husband, right? Okay, it's all those things. But then as the love grows deeper and deeper, there is it's more spontaneous. You're not looking that, oh, I have fed it. Spontaneously you will have some comments, some more depth, and you'll see those relationship flourishes a lot more. So spontaneous love is very, very important. There is no process involved that you have to do the certain thing certain way. It's just love, right? So it will be going into that ecstasy, that it will take us to that raga nuga side. So that is the third topic. And the devotional service and the love of God, how to then do that practice. Okay, so these are the four topic which we'll be covering. So so eastern section again, first wave is samanya bhakti, which is overview of bhakti. Second wave is sadhana bhakti, which is here we'll be going into 2 types of bhakti, which is the vadi, like the follows based on the certain process, which is called vadi. There's the vidhi. Vidhi means vadi, and raganuga, which is spontaneous. And then the third will be bhava bhakti. It's taking us to the more emotional bhakti, and the pinnacle is prema bhakti, right? The pinnacle is prema bhakti. So it will be taking us there. Okay. So it will be so samanya bhakti. The topic 1 will be in introduction in chapter 1. Sadhana Bhakti, the topic 2 will be in chapter 2 to 16. So the this is the largest section, and this is the reason where it will go deeper. How to practice devotional service? What are the different aspects of the bhakti? Um, uh, where we should focus, and then we'll bring some of the Madhurya Kadamni aspect to how to measure it also. Okay. And then chapter 17 and 18 will go in Bhava, and chapter 19 only verse in the real Shuddha Prema. Okay. So today, this is my last topic, definition of Uttama Bhakti I wanted to cover, and then we'll do little recap in the next session, and then we'll end the class. Okay. So अन्याभिलाषिता शून्यं ज्ञाना कर्मादि अनावृतम अनुकूलेना कृष्णानुशीलनम bhaktir uttama. So this is the definition of uttama bhakti. What it is telling, the highest bhakti, which is calling bhaktir uttama, right? Uttama means highest. The Sanskrit is highest. So highest bhakti is defined as continuous service. So see now definition, how it is defining, okay? It's a meditation for this next 4 5 days, or continuous meditation is defined as continuous service or emotions. The word is anushilanam. Directed towards whom? So there is a continuous service or emotion, but for who? Only one person. Directed towards Krishna and his expansion forms or other related to him. So when we say Krishna, the definition of Krishna is Krishna and his expansions and all other devotees related to him. So see the definition of Krishna is Krishna not. So initially when we are new, we see the Krishna's deity, and let's say there's a lot of crowd. It's a festival day. A lot of people, they will push like this because they want to go and they don't know whom they are hurting, right? They are just trying to make their way to see the deity, so they don't care. But as we progress, you want to see Krishna, but then you see there are other devotees. Let them first go and see Krishna. I can wait. That's the maturity. Right? So understanding Krishna, that is what is being defined. Directed toward Krishna, his expansion forms or other related to him. With the pleasing attitudes. What should be the attitude? Pleasing attitude. So I can love Krishna. So Kamsa, all the time he remembered Krishna. But did he had the pleasing attitude? No. Right? He hated Krishna. So attitude is pleasing. That is anukulena. It should be devoid of desire. Then so these are the do's. Then he says, what are the don'ts? It should be devoid of desires other than the desire to please the Lord. So there should not be any other desire. So only desire I have is to please Krishna. Nothing else. Nothing else. So anya bhilasita sunyam. So there is sunyam means zero. So there is no anya means other desire. So other desire zero. And unobstructed by impersonal jnana, the materialistic ritual of karma or other unfavorable acts. So jnana karmadi anavritam. And then it is unobstructed. So because many times when we are growing, we get, oh, I know this. I feel very proud of me. I already know it. I'll become a very good preacher. People are coming to my classes, or I'm a very good kirtan player. People are coming and listening to me. You see how such a, like I'm feeling inside, right? Outside, I'm humble. Inside, I'm feeling the glorification, right? So unobstructed. So those things should not touch of this person who is on the Uttama, the highest platform. Unobstructed by impersonal jnana. So any impersonalist jnana and the materialistic ritual of karma or any other unfavorable acts. So it's like other condition also. So this is definition. So this definition is 4 parts. This which I have summarized here. To who to please? Please Krishna. White, what is the don'ts cannot be covered by jnana, karma, or yoga. So this doesn't cover those things. It has the favorable attitude towards Krishna, and there is a personal service to Krishna. So 4 part. Let's repeat it. What are the 4 parts? Close your eyes and let's repeat it. What is the first part?
Please, Krishna.
Please Krishna. Okay. What is the second part? It is not.
Devoid of any desire.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's devoid of um, uh, any other. Basically, the attitude is, it is favorable attitude towards Krishna. There is no means or say cut. This it's only the service is only for Krishna. No, nothing else. That is the only desire I have. No other desire. Personal service to Krishna. That's the only desire I have. Okay. What's the third point?
Favorable attitude towards Krishna.
Yes, the attitude is favorable. So I'm remembering Krishna, but I'm remembering Krishna with the favorable attitude, which is to when I say favorable means to please Krishna. Are my acts are going to be pleasing to him? That's the thought always going on. If I'm dealing with this devotee, is it going to be pleasing to him, to Krishna? So now suddenly, like the when we are interacting with the devotee, we should question what I said. Will it be pleasing to Krishna? If not, then I really made the mistake. I should go and apologize, right? So favorable attitude towards Krishna, because the definition of Krishna is, what is the definition of Krishna? How to understand Krishna?
To please Krishna
To please Krishna and
and in a
Is
favor.
Favorable attitude.
no Krishna. Here,
is
see
everything.
his
And
Everything.
devotees.
expansion forms and
Or
other related to him. So Krishna's definition is Krishna himself, Krishna's expansions, right? Balramji, Narayan, Vishnu, so all expansions, and in a way, like the whole manifestation is the expansion, right? Right? And then all his devotees. So together that constitute Krishna. So all the Brijvasi, Gopis, Gopa, Radharani is non-different than Krishna, right? So I'm not talking Radharani. Means Radharani is like Radharani and Krishna, they're one and the same. One is the feminine mood, other is the masculine mood, right? One is serving, other is servitude. Okay, so so that's what it means. The favorable attitude towards Krishna means all the aspect what we talked about. And then what is the last point?
Personal service for Krishna.
We covered that. Can't be covered by jnana, karma, or yoga. So that desire, that, oh, I have become, I know this subject matter really well. And then, or ritualistic. A lot of people, they become very ritualistic. I will do the service like this. And like, so, um, there are devotees, sometimes they get caught up that when you are offering the lamp, um, this is how you should, there are process. Okay, so it's not that we should ignore it, but the more important thing is the mood, the intention. That is more important than the process. Okay, so that is the emphasis is, it cannot be covered by the rituals. It is more important to have that inner connection. So it is cannot be covered by jnana, karma, or other forms of yoga. The focus is bhakti, and other form of the yoga like jnana, karma, those Astanga yoga, those are on the side. Okay, the focus is bhakti. So that's the definition of Uttama Bhakti. This is the 11th verse, Uttama Bhakti. So, in other words, pure devotional service is actively intended to please Krishna without ulterior motive and not covered by philosophical or fruitive pursuits. So, I will stop here. In the next class, which will be on Monday, we will resume from here. Any question before we end the class for today?
Just one question, Prabhu. Since I was not there in the last class, so is it like, are you sharing the book, or are these the notes from
Yeah,
that
so
that
these
you?
so these are my notes, Mataji. And where I have combined all these material and put it together. Okay. There is the PDF version of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. I can share with you, but the main book I would really encourage. I don't want you to get lost. A lot of people they'll start reading the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which we will be covering. But the main focus I would say that in parallel read Nectar of Devotion, which is written by Prabhupada in parallel. So I would say that just like Preeti Mata, you finish introduction. So my request will be a Nectar of Devotion book everybody should have. If not, you can go on Veda base and you'll see Nectar of Devotion, right? But I'll highly recommend that you should have a physical copy. You can get it from the temple. So read that Nectar of Devotion introduction. Otherwise, you go to vedabase.io and you can see it there. Okay, so read
Wonderful.
introduction, yeah, and
Yeah.
then once it is finishing, then I'll share the PDF of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and then you can go and read the meaning and all. But focus is let's finish um, the Nectar of Devotion book in parallel. Okay.
Thank you. That makes sense, Prabhu.
Yes. Any other question, thoughts? Pri Mataji,
Hare
Nutan.
Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, yes.
Prabhuji, like you're telling, like only Krishna when you say, and also his forms and related to him. So when we were discussing Bhagavad Gita, you told a point like it's Krishna who loves Krishna, whom love Krishna. So to put together, like is something that we should always.
Yes, yes, very good. So Shiva Prabhu is saying this is in our Bhagavad Gita class. We said that when we say Krishna, so it is the Krishna and the Krishna whom Krishna loves. They're all included in Krishna. Okay, so you are, and you know, Krishna is so kind. Even once we say Krishna's name, Hare Krishna, in a favorable mood, we 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 become devotee of the Lord. It's so sublime. And see the thing that devotees are chanting his name more and more. So initially like 16 round, 2 hours of chanting, but net so then they are reading and they are doing the service, they're adding more and more their life, how much they become dear to Krishna. So if we don't know our fortune, we are so lucky, right? We are so lucky that we are on this path. We are serving Krishna. We have become in a special relationship with Krishna. Krishna is considering us his own. And if we just have that faith, we have just faith and we just keep doing the things what we are doing, keeping Krishna in our life, this guaranteed that we will be keep making a lot of progress, and this might be, if we are little sincere, this might be our last life. Okay, but again, devotee doesn't even care about the last life. What they care about is, Krishna, please allow me to serve you. Please give me the opportunity to serve you. How I can improve myself, how can I please you more. That is the mood of Krishna. That is the mood of the devotee, sorry. That is the mood of the devotees. Okay, see your husband, see your other relatives, see your wife as how they are related with Krishna, how they have come in your life. So, in our material relationship, there will be challenges. But when we see them in that light, whoever is around us, from the eyes of Krishna, the life will start becoming better and better. So this definition teaches us that. All right. Any question, Nutan, Mrunali Mataji, Shujana Mataji, Shiva Prabhu, Jessica, Bree? If not, we will end the class. We will meet on Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you're not able to join, that's okay. We'll be recording it. But if you pray to Krishna, Krishna might even enable that also. He can do magic all the time.
Oh, so it's
Haripur.
not for. I thought we have moved to Friday, so it was only for today, Prabhu.
No, we'll be doing two, doing trying to do as much as 2 classes per week as possible. Some Friday may not work, so next Friday may not work. We are planning a event on that day. So next Friday. So but the goal is, and holidays, there is Amrendra Prabhu is coming. We'll see that how. So this month might be a little tricky, but the goal is to do 2 classes per week so that we can complete the course much quicker, right? So
Okay.
that's the goal. Yeah, so 2 classes, Monday and Friday. These are 2 classes we'll be trying. We'll see how it is going on, right? How it goes. Okay. So the next one will be on Monday.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Okay, I'll disconnect. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Oh, Shrujana Mataji, you have a question? Okay. You have a question,
Hare
Shrujana
Krishna,
Mataji?
Prabhu.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
When I listen to the class, it feels like I understood. But then when I close my book and then think, I'm like, what exactly did I understand? I mean, this is even after reading introduction, especially this book, Prabhu. Uh, so is there? I don't know if I am the only one like
No,
that,
no, no.
but
It takes some repetition, Mataji. That's the reason you see I try to highlight some of the points because see, our mind, because it is full of so many other things in our life, right? That it's very hard to hold on to some of the things. So some repetition, and then when you hear here, and then you go and read the Nectar of Devotion book, it will start making more sense. So just follow the process. You will maybe you feel that you're not. What did I? So just try to see what are some of the key points I'm taking from the class, right? So that is the takeaway. We may not remember everything, right? That's totally fine.
So I was like, any tips, tricks? What do I do? I okay, bro.
Yeah, yeah, means just focus in the class, Mata. You just focus in the class, right? I know that you are so busy, you have so many things going on in your life. So just try to focus, and then it's normal. It's not that you are doing anything wrong, even though you are focused, and then sometimes we um, don't remember some of the things, right? It's just repetition, and as the concept, this is the new topic. As the concepts are building, everything will make sense. Suddenly you will say, oh yeah, yeah, I get it. So
Yeah.
yeah, just be
Okay.
patient. Yeah, yeah, it will be fine.
Oh, bro. Thank you so much.
Oh, sure, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Hare Krishna.